Old Gold Tech would like to thank C5 Alive and Brooklands Museum for making this show possible.
Hello and welcome to Old Gold Tech. We are very excited to be here today to showcase some classic retro technology. Welcome to Old Gold Tech. We are here at Brooklands Museum, home of British racing. And what better place to showcase the C5, which was the world's first mass-produced electronic vehicle made in 1985 on January the 10th. And a big thanks to the C5 Alive team for allowing us to showcase these vehicles here today.
This vehicle is a battery-assisted tricycle. Now what that means is that you steer it using a set of handlebars underneath your knees. So I'm going to go left, and now I'm going to go right.
These wonderful little vehicles were power-assisted, making it unnecessary for the driver to keep pedalling all the time.
It's got a top speed of 15 miles an hour, which is the fastest you can go in the UK without a driving licence.
So in 1985, this vehicle sold for £399 plus £29 delivery and was assembled by Hoover in the UK. Unfortunately, it only sold 17,000, but still remains the best-selling electric vehicle of all time.
This is the C5 Ollie! Right, everything's calmed down now, the adrenaline has stopped rushing through my veins. Now you can see that I'm sitting in one of these and, you know, I probably don't look as though I'm probably the most comfortablest man in the world. But to be honest, I am quite comfy. But if you were small at the age of 12 and had one of these, you'd be considered the coolest kid in the world. And that's what we have here. We've got Matthew from C5 Alive. What Matthew's done is he's taken a normal C5 and he's put his own twist on it. Matthew, what have you done to this?
Sprayed it gold.
Sprayed it gold.
Made it James Bond theme.
He's put a James Bond theme on it. You've even got bullet holes running down the side of it. You've got nice black spoke alloys, which I believe are the actual wheels that come with it, and you take off the wheel trims. He's also got a little bit of a party piece as well, which is, go on, show them. So can you imagine this fella sneaking up on you in his battery-powered car, then putting his siren on? Matthew, I think that is absolutely fantastic. That gets the Old Gold Tech salute from me.
Imagine a vehicle that can drive you 5 miles for a penny. A vehicle that needs no petrol, just a battery. The Sinclair C5.
The original C5, powered by a single battery, had a top speed of 15 miles per hour, equivalent to that of a milk float. Now for some, this was fast enough, but not for one man. He is Electric Dave. Electric Dave adapted and modified a C5 with the sole purpose of climbing the historic Brooklands Test Hill. Built in 1909 and spanning a distance of 352 feet, Brooklands Hill was used by manufacturers to test both the ability of cars to climb steep gradients and to test those all-important brakes. The modified C5 Challenger, weighing 100 kilograms and powered by a switchable 24-volt winch motor, took just 23 seconds to complete the hill climb in September 2009.
We did it several times. We had a few practice runs, sort of private efforts on our own, just to make sure that it would do it on the day. And on the day we successfully achieved it, and subsequently we were invited back to the Brooklands Double 12 event, which is an international car event, and the director of the museum requested that we led the afternoon contingent up the hill for their test hill attempts. And that went off successfully as well. And unbeknown to me, they also did some research at Brooklands and discovered that it was the first electric vehicle to have climbed the hill since the hill was built in 1909. And we managed to climb it in 2009.
Challenger's impressive performance meant that it could achieve a top speed of over 31 miles per hour. Not content with his first project, Electric Dave went on to build the superior C5000. The C5000, based on a monocoque fiberglass body chassis, was designed to carry 4 high-capacity batteries, which delivered over 1200 amps at 48 volts.
We did some work with it initially at Brooklands, and the first attempt at climbing the hill we sheared the transmission bolts. So it's back to the drawing board to revise the transmission system, but apart from that it's been successful ever since. We managed to climb the hill last September in about 10 seconds.
That's phenomenal.
And later on we took it to the Shakespeare Raceway and did a standing quarter mile in 21 seconds with a terminal speed of about 70 odd miles an hour.
The C5000's performance overshadowed that of Challenger, achieving top speeds of over 70 miles per hour and completing the Brooklands hill climb in under 10 seconds. Electric Dave is rumoured to be modifying the C5000 even further to increase its performance and capability.
Well, I'm here with Carl Whittle from C5 Alive. Now, Carl is a C5 enthusiast, and for many years now he's the owner of c5alive.co.uk, which supplies all kinds of stuff to C5 enthusiasts, from spare parts to full cars to everything. But we're here with Carl to talk about him, what he does and his shop. So Carl, thank you for organising this day today. It's really appreciated. We've had a lot of fun so far with all these wonderful C5s. From my history, I remember getting one of these when I was about 13, a long time ago, and it brings back so many great memories of seeing these today. So tell us a little bit about how you got involved and what you do.
Okay, my very first C5 that I purchased was in 2006, and it was a spur of the moment purchase inspired by an article that I read in Classic Car Weekly. And at the time I had a Mercedes coupe and I was very much into classic cars. Find them expensive, and to be honest I got a little bit bored with it.
Right.
So I made the quite unusual decision to sell a Mercedes and buy a plastic tricycle. And I found C5 Alive on the net. It was being run by somebody else at the time. I had a lot of fun with it. The guy gave it up, so I took it over. I feel like I liked it so much I bought the company type thing.
Oh, right, okay.
And I changed it into far more of a sort of an owner's website rather than just something to buy and sell stuff.
Because originally it was a shop, wasn't it? A place where he bought sort of spare parts and sold them on for people who wanted to sort of soup up or change.
It's almost like a meeting point really, where you'd go to if you needed any help and advice and to put it back together. But it's more sort of commercial slant to it. I wanted to introduce more of the sociable side to it. I wanted to develop and improve the meetings and events, and that's coming on leaps and bounds year on year. We're going to more and more things, we're getting involved in a lot more projects, be it filming like this and other things like on BBC and stuff like that. We supply people that want to see C5 for a feature. We're happy to supply them, free of charge usually. We just do it for the fun. And so we take part in meetings and events. Anybody can organise one. We'll all turn up, ride around, usually about 10 to 15 mile route. So we do those active events, we're out and about. We go to a lot of car shows, so we've got the static events. We're taking part in classic car shows a lot. And we also now have started exploring track-based stuff, which is quite unusual and raises a few eyebrows. We've taken part in the alternative energy racing event this year.
Sure.
And we've been invited back to next year's one, hence the C5000, which I'm sure we'll deal with later.
We shall have a look in a second, yeah.
And we've also taken part in the Battery Vehicle Society Electrothon, which is another superb event that's held at Shakespeare County Raceway. This one went down both drag strips. We had a lot of fun with that. You know, it's almost gives you all the feels of motorsport. I say almost, we both know they're not V8 monsters.
Sure, sure.
But you can have a lot of fun for a virtually zero budget. This one was built out of scrap. That one was built out of scrap, and the C5000 was built from scratch.
From scratch.
Out of components. So.
And what's interesting is this car was built in 1985, and I think it was a little bit ahead of its time. Because at the time, people were thinking, oh, you know, because Clive Sinclair, great entrepreneur, had a long history with computers, gadgets that he made, and brought this thing out. And I think from a safety point of view, I think people were a bit unsure about it because it's quite low to the ground and everything else. But taking that on now, many years later, because of the green issues, because of the state of the world is in, do you think there's a place for these right now, or a derivative of them of some kind?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, they just brought out the X1.
Yeah.
It shows that the idea is still alive and kicking. I think the whole reason these failed was probably a marketing disaster more than anything. It is the power of marketing. Everybody's expecting a car when it came out. Clearly, it isn't a car.
No.
You only have to look at the tech spec to see that it was never going to be a car. But the fact that you've now got all the bike lanes that were, if you read through the original C5 Driver magazine from '85, it said in the next couple of years we'll build these bike lanes you could use them on. Well, they've only just really started coming to light now, 25 years later.
That's the thing, and this country didn't used to have them back in '85. No. What I found really interesting about these cars is that there's so many different varieties of them out there now.
Yeah.
From all this time ago to when there was just a standard base model, there's quite a big following, particularly in the UK for these vehicles. And I think you're helping to sort of promote that and provide all the services behind it. What do you think attracts people to these vehicles? Why is there such a big following of them?
Quite a broad range, really. Obviously cheapness, ease of storage, ease of restoration, ease of spares availability. There's a lot of stuff available, and if the original stuff isn't available, you can now sometimes adapt existing stuff to get even better performance. I mean, there's one guy on the forums playing with lithium-ion batteries, 100-mile range, you know,
wow. Fantastic.
2/3 lighter in weight and all that sort of stuff. You know, you can do a lot with them. You can customise them, you can restore them to Concourse Original.
Yeah.
They're always available on the popular auction websites, and house clearance shops sell them. All the freebie local rags and newspapers all sell them. So you can get hold of them easy. And you can store them when you're bored of them, and you can sell them on, and they don't lose, they all seem to stay at the same value.
Which is amazing, because now I think for people in villages and places like that, just to get around, you know, it's great fun because you're getting some exercise. You have to get up those hills, and then if you're a bit tired, you can kick in the motor and away you go.
Yeah, but I wouldn't advise anybody that's a bit shy and retiring to buy one. You attract so much attention wherever you go. It's like today, we've had people coming up asking, you know, can they hire them off us? You know,
right.
They buy them.
Fantastic.
You know, we've had people join the forum on the strength of seeing us out and about, and they've gone and bought one themselves. You know, we've let them try one out. They say, yeah, this isn't as bad as I thought. I think a lot of people take the negative publicity at face value, believe everything they're told, and they close their mind to it.
Yeah.
Once you've tried it, most people that try one have what we call the C5 grin. They can't stop laughing. They're having a whale of a time, and it makes them want more. But
they are great fun, and I think promoting these events that you guys are running, there's a big following on the forum. I've seen how many people are sort of getting enthusiastic about it. So you got plans for next year as well for more events and more running of this?
If you look on the forum, you can see there's an archive section of all what we've done since 2006, 2007, 2008 and 2009. This year was arguably one of our biggest years, certainly with television and media involvement, as well as the runs and the static shows and the motorsport side, for want of a better phrase. And we're hoping to repeat and improve on that next year. We've already got some invites coming in from stuff we went to this year, inviting us to the next year's version of that same event. Here at Brooklands Museum is our favourite, it's our premier event. We get to play on the Mercedes-Benz test track in a plastic tricycle. How much fun is that?
Superb, yeah.
You know, Mercedes are very good letting us on there. Brooklands are great for inviting us to their biggest event as far as vintage cycles go. There's lots to see and do here at Brooklands, and you know, it's our favourite event, so we'll definitely be going to that next year. We were going to the alternative energy racing again in Santa Pod, sending these down the drag strip at Santa Pod.
Fantastic. Not
a straight face in the house, which is exactly what you want. You know, you get a lot of banter, but it's all in good fun, good nature. And we're hoping to do the Battery Vehicle Society Electrothon again, and we've got Milton Keynes, because that place is just built for C5s. All those bicycle lanes. And
absolutely, yeah.
Great, absolutely. There is a lot going to come forward. We've got some people on the forum suggesting new meeting places, because we try to revolve it around. You don't want to go to the same things each month, every year. You don't want to go back to the same places. Some are firm favourites, and we do go back for that reason because we really like them. But we like to mix and match here and there.
Brilliant. And where can people find you if they want to get spare parts for the C5s, or if they do you ship abroad as well? So people, because you've had sort of people interest from the US and all kinds of places,
Australia.
right? Australia,
I sent stuff to Australia. Obviously, UK is the bulk of where the people that own these are located. But there's a sizable chunk over in the Netherlands. We must say hello to our friends over in the Netherlands because they're active on the forum as well.
Brilliant. Yeah.
So yeah, you know, obviously it's UK first, then Europe, and then you get a bit further out.
Spread the word though, because not a lot of people will have heard about these, because they were a British invention, kept very sort of secretive over here effectively, and now with the event of everything that you've been doing, I think that there's more awareness about them. So where can people find you? What's the website?
We're on then, obviously the website is c5alive.co.uk.
Brilliant. Well, thanks for your time today, and I'm sure we'll have some more fun later on, particularly with the C5000. Carl Whittle from C5 Alive.
Right, this is the old Gold Tech C5 drag race with C5 Alive. Now we have Radio Martin in the Challenger here, and we also have Electric Dave in the C5000. Let's see what happens. Now something very special is going to happen. We're going to open a box that you get when you first buy a C5. It hasn't been open for 25 years.
25 years old, this box, still sealed.
There could be an ancient disease in it.
There could be.
That might come out and get us.
Could be Clive Sinclair's head.
Yes, it could be a head. You've all seen Seven. Right, if our lovely old Gold Tech assistants would come out, bring us the box, please, chaps.
Right. This is exciting stuff.
That's it, bring it slowly. We don't know, there could be depleted uranium in there or something.
Yeah, it could be, yeah. There you go. Thank you very much,
chaps.
Guys.
Thank you. Right, Neil, I will hold the box, you will open the box.
This is very exciting. Let's have a look.
25 years, hasn't been opened.
Oh, put it another way.
Don't know if this goes against the Terrorism Act in this country. Oh, there's dust coming off the sellotape. Right, I'm going to open it now. Oh my God, look at this. Look.
It's all sealed. Wow, we have an instruction manual, Sinclair vehicles.
A canister.
Of stuff.
Of uranium.
So what is this in here?
That's a toolkit.
The original toolkit.
The original toolkit.
Yeah. Oh yeah, look. The original toolkit. Is it meant to be that colour? What else have we got in there?
There's like a huge box in here as well.
Battery things.
Is this a battery?
This is like a battery cover. Battery cover there, brand new. This is amazing.
A brand new battery, look at that.
Brand new battery with leads, covers, contact cover. So it's a spare battery.
All that's missing is something to plug a ZX Spectrum into this.
And we've got straps for the battery as well.
Right, well, I think now it's probably time to have a chat about our day here today. So just pop that to the side
we
there.
will.
One of our assistants will take that away from us. Right, now, I think it might be time to have a little chat about what we've been doing today.
Absolutely.
Take my handbrake off.
Let's go.
My handbrake's off. Right, so don't crash into me.
I won't. So,
we've got no claims bonus.
We've had a great day today.
We've had a great day. What we've done today is we've come and had a look at the C5s with the lovely C5 Alive group, who have been absolutely fantastic and more than hospitable.
Yeah, and a great big up to the guys at C5 Alive.
We've seen ones that are like James Bonds with 007, that have sound effects that blast out of them, guns and grenades going off. We've seen Electric Dave and his phenomenal 70-mile-an-hour beast.
Have you seen anything as fast as that?
No.
Electric-wise?
And actually having a go in it was very, very scary.
I know.
Because that thing was really, really fast. And as soon as you'd put your foot down, you actually had to think about braking.
I know, and that's amazing.
Now, this is an actual device itself, the C5. I mean, there's actually... It's actually quite a cool little thing, and I mean, if it was marketing and the world wasn't ready for it at the time, I can understand. But I mean, it's actually brilliant. I mean, I'm not uncomfortable in here at all, and I'm quite big.
Well, the thing is, you can go around anywhere, and it doesn't hurt the environment. It's great. I mean, I love this thing.
Apart from being slightly cold.
Well, that's the British weather for you.
But I mean, you know, I know that they say that electric cars, they're never going to take on, they're never going to come back or whatever, but I mean, for something that can jet you around the shops, I mean, it's perfect.
Imagine going to the shop. It'd be brilliant, because you could, as well, you wouldn't have to get too much, so you'd save your money, because you can't, obviously, take a lot of stuff with you, can you?
I mean, it does have a little bit of a mobility scooter-esque thing about it.
Yeah, but the thing
but
is,
it's
though,
really cool. Like, I love how it steers, how it works. The acceleration on it is really cool. And the thing is, usually in a car, you don't feel the sense of speed. I don't care if you've got 6.8. Well, actually, if you've got a huge engine with turbochargers, yeah, you're going to feel it. But in that fast one, in the one that goes 70, that was frightening because you don't see it coming. You have to think about braking straight away.
I know.
So I think we've had such a good time, and this is one of the best shows that I've been part of because of being able to rag around in these little cars has just been absolutely amazing and a pleasure.
And we want to just say a big thank you again to Cole Whittle, C5 Alive, all his team, everybody that's sort of taken part today. Go and check them out. They have some great forums, some great information on there, all about the C5. And if you want to buy one, if you want to get some spare parts for it, go and see Carl's website because it is phenomenal. And a big thank you to those guys.
I think he deserves the old Gold Tech salute. And that's about it from us. So see you next time.
Bye.